The default memory settings in OpenClaw are broken. Anything from compaction issues, memory files not indexing correctly, bloating faster than the system can even manage them. All of this leads to memory loss to the point where your agent may not even remember what you told it yesterday if you leave these default memory and compaction settings in place. I spent a full day debugging this, actually a full night debugging this across all of my 4 agents, and it comes down to 4 settings that you need to change right now. So in this video, I will break down OpenClaw's memory system and show you how to fix these issues for good. So let's get started. All right, so on my screen, I've had Claude make a nice little flowchart for us here. This shows everything that you need to know about OpenClaw's memory pipeline. So the first thing you need to know is pruning. Pruning essentially cleans up the stale tool output. It trims old tool results in the memory before each request. So no LLM call is involved. It works with any model. Think of it like cleaning up the tool output clutter so your agent's context isn't wasted on stale data. And the next thing is the memory flush. Now this happens right before compaction if you have this set up correctly. So what this does is essentially it fires right before compaction and saves all of your necessary data in a nice little text file if you have it set up that way, which we'll be setting up later on. And then the compaction, every single time your agent hits the compaction threshold, so by default that's 200,000 tokens in OpenClaw. And once it hits a specific threshold, it'll trigger a compaction and compress your conversation history. Now this does require an LLM call, so one of your models has to be assigned to the compaction. And if you don't have the right model set up, like I discovered last night, you will have all kinds of problems. Timeout issues, the system refusing to compact because it thinks it's already done it. So we'll fix that as well a little later on here. And then finally, indexing. So by default, OpenClaw uses SQLite vector search, and the default can struggle with your memory files as they grow. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys a easy way to enable QMD, which is a far superior indexing engine in my opinion. It essentially uses vector re-rank, and it doesn't require any API keys, and it just runs locally. So I think it's one of the best options, especially if you're trying to keep the costs down. All right, let me show you what I mean here. And this is Atlas, my head CTO, and this is when I started noticing problems. First of all, it was forgetting some things. And second of all, I was looking at the status here. You can type /status and it'll bring up all of these metrics telling you what's going on and essentially what your model is doing and if it's compacted yet or how much cache files it has. You can see here it says cache 99% hit, 146 tokens cached. And I was at 147 out of 200, so 74%. So I have my system set to 65%. So essentially what was happening is it was not compacting. And when I would try to compact, it would say compaction failed, or it would say canceled, or it would say timed out. As you can see here, that was the first issue I was having. So essentially what was happening is my system was trying to compact past those thresholds, but it was failing because of a timeout issue. And that was mainly because of the model I was using. And at the time that was GPT 5.4. So for whatever reason, any of the OpenAI models that I have through Codex seem to stall or time out, and then essentially the compaction fails and you're going to get to a point where your entire system is completely overbloated. I just pulled up my other agent, Claudia. This is our chief of staff, Claudia, head of the whole operation. And I was having the same issues with her. So you can see here that it says my context was 311,000 out of 200K, 156%, and it just missed the compaction completely. So the same thing was happening with that one as well. It was essentially missing the compaction because it was timing out. And I had to set up a different model for it to actually complete that compaction. All right, so step one, we want to go ahead and change those compaction settings. So I'll show you guys here. I'm in the SSH terminal in my OpenClaw instance, and I had Claude create this awesome string for me so we can look at all this information. All right, and this just brings up all of my settings in a nice, neat format. Thank you, Claude, for setting this up. So first thing here is the compaction settings. This is step 1. We want to change these settings. So from mode, I changed this to default from safeguard. That seemed to work much better for me. And it wasn't causing like random errors where it would just like stop trying to compact because it thought it had already done it from like essentially like safe guardrails. So default seemed to work much better. The next thing here is the reserve tokens. That's pretty close to your default settings. This is also pretty close to default, keep recent tokens. This one I raised a little higher, reserve token floor. So the keep recent tokens and reserve token floor essentially tell your system how much of the current conversation to keep intact right before compaction. And then the next setting here you'll want to change is this one here, the max history share. This essentially says at 65%, that is where the compaction is going to start, so that you don't have any of the same issues that I did. And the next thing here, and this is what I was talking about earlier, is your compaction model. So in this case, I have switched this over to my local LLM model that's being run on my gaming computer. I did a full setup guide on that. So if that interests you, go ahead and check out that video. I'll also throw it in the description below. But essentially what was happening is when I was trying to compact, the OpenAI Codex model was timing out. It wasn't essentially giving it enough time to compact like a massive 150K context window conversation, and especially not a 300K context window, because it essentially was missing compaction because it was timing out every single time it tried to compact. So I think that's a big problem right now with the OpenAI models, and probably something that'll be fixed down the road. But for now, you'll want to use a compaction model that has a large context window and is not going to essentially time out on you if you don't have like a local model set up to do the compaction. So first, I would recommend setting up a local model. And then if you don't have that access to have a local model on your system, like I said, I would use something with a large context window like Gemini or Grok. I think they have like a 1 million context window. So you don't have any issues with compaction if it goes over that threshold, or you have any reason why it missed the compaction and it just can't do it because it keeps timing out. So that is very important. And that's something you can essentially just tell your agents to do. Just go into your chat, and this is Atlas here. He's head of infrastructure, and I could just tell him like set the compaction model to Qwen 3.5 27B. And I'm not going to send this right now, but it'll essentially figure it out. But oh yeah, I'll set that for you. And then you are good to go on compaction. If you have any of the same issues as I did with the timed out settings. And then additionally, within your compaction settings, you will want to change this memoryFlush setting to true. And we'll go through that in a later step on exactly what to do with that memoryFlush. All right, and step 2 is pruning. Pruning is turned off by default, but essentially if you have an Anthropic model or you have a OpenAI model or Codex model like I have on my system, you want to make sure that pruning is turned on and the mode is set to cache-TTL. And these are all my settings here. You can take a look at these or copy them for yourself. Like I said, I'll put all this in the description below so you guys can easily copy all settings that I have here. But essentially it does a soft trim ratio prune at 0.65 or 65%, and then a hard clear ratio of 0.88 or 88%. I have this set to 10 minutes, so tool results that are older than 10 minutes get trimmed, essentially, and you can adjust this for your own workflow. And step 3 is memoryFlush. Now, this is very important, and this is actually, I think, turned off by default in the default installation. Actually, I'm not really sure why, but you do want to set this to true. Essentially, what this does is it saves any important information that you tell it to in a prompt prior to compaction. So in this case here, I've got a custom prompt set up to save decisions, state changes, lessons, blockers, approved actions, and any tasks to a memory file here. So memory/year-month-date.md. Skip routine conversation. If nothing is worth storing, essentially no flush. And then the system prompt here, only persist what matters for session continuity, be concise, no filler. So you're essentially telling it like, hey, before compaction, save all of this based on this prompt, and you can edit this however you want. Just I wouldn't include too much in there just in case, so that it essentially doesn't over bloat your memory system, and then you're going to start running into compaction issues. Now there's a couple ways to edit a lot of these files, and you could do it manually. You go through and go to your config file and edit them manually. You could have your agents do it, which is another very fine option, as long as they know what they're doing and they're a very smart model. You don't want to have this done on a less smart model, essentially like Grok. I would not trust to do any of this stuff. Or in my case, I use my Claude Max subscription. I had them build me a Python script in order to replace a lot of these settings. So I essentially said hey, here's the config, make a Python script that will replace these lines essentially where I'm saying to, based on the information that I gave it. So here's an example of something that it gave me is just a Python 3 script in order to change these settings. This one has a safeguard in place so that if I hit enter, they'll say already configured skipping. So there's multiple ways to edit this, and I would highly recommend probably starting with making a backup and then just trying to see if your agents can change these settings for you. And step number 4, and I highly recommend this one, is for your indexing. So essentially after a compaction, if there's any files that were saved, or the flush file, for example, is saved, it can easily index and find that information using a QMD vector index search. And by default, OpenClaw uses SQLite vector searching. It's just not as good. It just struggles essentially when your memory files get too big. And QMD works so much better for this purpose. So right here, you've got your QMD settings. This is pretty simple, but there are some things that it needs to install. It needs to install from the GitHub repo, and you need to set this backend to say true, citations to auto. And the other cool thing about QMD is why I highly recommend it is because you can save money. It uses a completely free API-less system. You don't need to go through OpenAI's servers to index in that way, and it's much better than the default as well. So same thing here. This is probably the easiest way to do it. I would just grab that GitHub repo and tell your agent, hey, go ahead and install or set up QMD search as the default. Here is the repo, and it should be able to get it done if it's a frontier model and it's smart. Essentially Opus 4.6 or ChatGPT 5.4, it should be able to get it done pretty easily. So with QMD, for example, I can go to Claudia and say, can you confirm QMD is working and search for your mission control analysis. So right now I'm working on an awesome mission control. I might do a video on it later, but I'm essentially having my head agent go through and make it more interactive. So let's see what it says here. All right, there we go. And it says, yes, QMD is working. Here's the proof. It did a memory search, returned the results with provider QMD and model QMD. It also found the relevant memory hit, so the day that we were talking about it, from the memory dump. So that confirms that our memoryFlush is working as well. And then the source memory 2026 from March 12th state dump MD file. So like I said, that is from the memoryFlush. And then mission control analysis found. An overview is memory/mission control overview.md. So it even made an MD file after it made that analysis. I do think I had it do that on its own manually. And it has that task fully in a shared folder. So both Atlas, our CTO and head of infrastructure, can work on it, and also Claudia. So the best match for the analysis essentially is memory/mission control, but it also used that vector indexing search and found some of the information from the memoryFlush right before I was testing some of the compaction. So essentially that is proving that our memory system is working perfectly. So anyway, that'll do it for this video. If you guys have any questions, let me know down below in the comments. I'll be doing some more videos like this, OpenClaw, Claude Code, Cowork. I'm gonna be doing a video pretty soon here on some of the cool features in Cowork. So stay tuned for that. And if any of that interests you, consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, have a wonderful day.